Yo, what's going on, y'all? My name is Ryan Fila, and today we're gonna be talking about what I pack as a solo traveler in backpacks. So I'm actually a huge nerd about these things. Okay, so today I've got two backpacks here with me. These are my favorite day packs. This is the Peak Design 20 liter everyday pack. And this is a Northface backpack. Honestly, Northface makes the goated backpacks on the market if you're not a content creator. But this one is one that I got recently. It's called Surge. It's got these two front packs. This is the backpack that I typically use for daily stuff when I'm not film focused. So if I'm working or if I'm just going about my day, this is the pack I usually use. And like I said, it's got these weird front two pockets that I honestly love. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about it when I bought it, but I honestly love them. See how big they are? They're huge. But this front left one I use for my electronics. And when I say my electronics, I mean my chargers, my SD cards, and yeah, all the dongle adapters that you need for Apple. Now in this pack, I have my lightning cable to SD card so I can transfer right off of the camera. I have my SD card to micro USB-C and the USB-C to USB because Mac. And then on this side, I have kind of a bunch of random stuff. I've got another dongle in here that gives me HDMI. I've got old SIM cards. I've got a square card reader in case I ever need to charge somebody on the street. And that's what this little pouch is. Now this low pro bag that I got is just for cable. So I hold all of my cables in here, all the chargers, my laptop, my external hard drive cables, any other cables that I could possibly need, a huge aux cable, because sometimes I'll run this camera and then have a mic over my head or somewhere else, but I just want it connected to the camera. So I have a long aux cable in there. And this cable pack has been game changer. If you're a content creator or not, if you carry a lot of electronics around with you, something like this in your pack is A1. Now this right here is a little falling out. Is a little SD card holder. It holds all of my micros here, my main ones, and it's waterproof. It's a Pelican case, so you know it's high quality. I don't remember how much that costs, but those are great to have. If you lose an SD card, you lose basically everything. So if one ever gets ruined with content on it, photos, videos, if it's a trip even, you're gonna be sad. So if you use a DSLR camera, one of those is great to have. All of my charging pieces, sometimes I'll replace it with one that's in here when I'm abroad and international, but I have to have this one. I have to have something with a USB on it, and I have to have something with a USB-C on it. So those three are usually in my bag. That's that first pocket. The second pocket is my cleanliness pocket, I guess. I keep my deodorant stick on me pretty much at all times because you never know when you're gonna have to shower. A toothbrush, inner traveler, even when I'm home and domestic like this and I come home basically every night, there's still a toothbrush and toothpaste in this pocket. Earplugs are an absolute must when I'm out traveling, and honestly, like I said, even when I'm home, I typically have them. I usually have a fork, a spoon, and a knife in here, so I use less plastic cutlery. To be honest, I haven't been the best about that recently. And a couple reusable bags for the grocery store. And that's the front side of the pack. Now, going into it a little bit further, in this small pouch, I usually have AirPods, of course, chapstick. I'm a sicko who reuses these constantly, and I always have a floss pick in here. Further in here, we've got a little bit more of the goods. So in here, I've got pens, because I'm a pen hoarder, and a couple external hard drives. There's two kinds here. There's an SSD, which has no spinning disk. I could throw this thing across the room and not worry about it breaking. This is 1 terabyte. These are pretty pricey though, whereas this is an old school external hard drive, an HDD. It's a Seagate, it's 5 terabytes, so this is 1 terabyte, this is 5 terabytes. And I think if I remember right, these are about $70. Again, we'll put the price down there, but it's the 5 terabyte Seagate, and these are great. And honestly, I typically travel more like this. I've got 3 of these, the last 2 years pretty much of my stuff, and 2 of these. This one holds all of my photography work, and this is current projects typically, so I can keep my computer clear. But now inside here, sunglasses and blue light glasses, because your boy look at a screen too much, I'll admit it. And that's it for that pocket. Now into the biggest pocket of this backpack. I typically just keep a couple things in here. A couple books. I usually have some type of notebook with me. I go back and forth between doing my to-do list on paper or electronic. Right now it's on electronic. And a book. If I'm traveling, I'll typically have the Kindle with me because it's a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter, but I like paper books. And at the very bottom, my traveler wallet. This thing is game changer. This is Raytix. I've had this so long you can barely read that, but I'll put it under my clothes and run it across or in my midsection. I often don't wear pants with back pockets, so I don't have a place to put my wallet typically. So that's one reason I like it, and it's just a little bit more concealed while you're traveling. It's always right by your person and you don't really have to worry about that stuff. Not that you typically do anyways. The only place I've ever seen somebody get robbed in all my travels was Paris at the Eiffel Tower. Literally in Paris. And I've been to all sorts of other places that people tell you are way scarier and way more dangerous, but yeah. All right, side pockets, typically snacks and a drink. And in the back pocket of this backpack in specific, I typically have my laptop, my iPad, which often just gets used as a second screen. This is honestly such a luxury and not a necessity. So if you're watching this video figuring out what you should purchase, the iPad would be the last thing. And often another notebook. This is where I do morning pages, journal a little bit, get ideas out. Writing towards the bottom of like that small notebook really irritates me. So I use the big notebook. And last but certainly not least, carabiner. Typically I keep the carabiner on top, but usually when I'm on the road, I'll have a few carabiners on here for clothes or for whatever I want to hang off of it. One thing I always look for in a backpack is ones that strap, typically in two places. I'll have one on the top and one on the bottom. Honestly, like a must for me to purchase a backpack at all. Like I said, Northface is goated, so they always come through on that. Now, the Peak design. This is actually a new bag they sent me when I was in Ukraine. They were sending creators whatever they needed while they were on the ground, and it was amazing. So huge shout out to Peak Design. I use them for almost all of my major camera accessories, especially this thing right here. This is game changer. So on the bottom of the camera, I can't really show you because I have both of my cameras running right now, but there's a square like platform piece that slides in here. So when I'm walking around, my camera is literally just strapped to my chest and I can pop it off and vlog at any time that I want. And this is the best camera accessory I have ever purchased besides an external mic. This thing is game changer. When I realized that Peak Design made it, that sent me down a huge rabbit hole for them. This camera is currently on a Peak Design tripod, which uses the same square. Their packs and stuff are really good. So when they sent me this bag, I was juiced. Now, in the top of this bag, I just have the drone. If I'm out traveling, that's typically what'll be in this top pouch, as you can kind of see, and maybe a hoodie or clothes or snacks. That top pouch usually isn't heavy on camera equipment gear, but it's nice to have the drone with you whenever you need to get it up while you're traveling. Now on the side of the bag, there's a few side pockets. This top one goes into that top portion you were just in. I left this one empty on purpose. This is typically where the camera will go, but again, like I said, they're both running, so I don't have anything to put in there. Now in this bottom pouch, in my day pack while I'm traveling, I'll have these. This is also brand new. This is something I just bought. This is a huge portable battery charger, and this can actually charge my laptop. So I can charge my phone, I can get a full charge on my laptop, I can charge the drone, I can charge really whatever I need to on that. So I'm excited to have that with me out on the road. And this, I guess, before I just throw it back in the bag, is a converter, a power converter. This is obviously a must to have if you're traveling to countries that use different charging ports than you. I like this one because it also has a US one. So it's just like a converter box that converts to 4 USBs. So I usually have that in the pack. And this is a small light that I can travel with in case I need to do a video like this while I'm on the road. I can set up shop pretty much anywhere. And where window light is just a little bit inconsistent with the clouds and things change, that's always consistent. I can just pop that up on a tripod and really shoot a video wherever I am. Now, like I was talking about the Peak Design square, I'll show you what it looks like. This is what goes on the bottom of your camera. So you put this to the bottom of the camera and then it will slide in and out of that pocket on the front of, or the little clip on the front of this backpack. And it's what mounts right into their tripod. So I keep them on deck. I think I have 3 or 4 of them. Pretty unnecessary because I only have 2 cameras, but I have a couple extras. Now lastly, on the other side of this, I have the Joby tripod. I've tried so many different tripods, and if you're from Peak Design and you're watching this, please make a small travel tripod. You will have everything I need. But this is the Joby tripod, the GorillaPod. You can hang it, you can set it, you can put it wherever you need to put it. And it's really good for people who are on the road and wanting to take photos or take videos of themselves or anything, because it's a little bit smaller than this tripod that you're watching this on. It's really light, and you can hold it as a monopod while you're walking around vlogging yourself. And then on this side, it's the same thing. Camera would be here, drone stuff is up here, and then my drone batteries are down here. Typically in these side pouches, I would have things like the AirPods while I'm traveling, chargers, or my ID. Chapstick is a must in the backpacks, my little floss picks. That's kind of it. These are my buddies. I'm such a nerd. I literally feel like these are my friends. These packs, well, not this one so much yet, but this one has been a lot of places with me. And the Northface that came before you went all over the world with me. If you're a traveler, one of the things I would highly recommend in investing in and buying a good one is a backpack, because it will be with you all of the time. You're gonna spend hundreds of hours with it if you're a long-term traveler, so it's worth putting the money down on a good pack. Yeah, so those are some of my essentials as a solo traveler. Those are my day packs. Again, I'm Ryan Fila. I hope you enjoyed me nerding out over my bags as much as I did, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.